I'm from Open Door, which is a group of Hong Kong employers and Hong Kong people who support domestic workers' rights. And I want to speak as a mother and as a working mother. I want you all to think, everyone in society, in the economy, what are you working for? You know, you are working for the future. And how do we have a future for ourselves? Our future is in the children, yeah? If you look at the babies around you, yeah, there's a baby right there, small baby. You know, a baby takes so long to grow to become an adult that can contribute to society. It really takes a lot of work to raise a baby, yeah? And I think I'm talking about this because when we talk about excluding domestic workers from the right of abode, it's excluding a certain kind of work, which is domestic work. The work that domestic workers do in Hong Kong is the exact same work that your mother did for you to raise you to become a human being that contributes to society. You know, on Mother's Day every year, there's so many emails, so many cards saying that the work of a mother is priceless. You cannot put a price on what your mother does for you. She changed your diaper. She took care of you when you cried. She helped you have respect for yourself. She helped you get educated. Yeah? So, when I see that the work that my domestic worker does for me and that other domestic workers are doing for other women is looked down on and treated as invisible, treated as if it is with no skill, I feel really hurt. I feel very hurt as a mother. I feel very degraded. I have had a domestic worker for 10 years, and the number of times that I cook a meal is very few now because I rely on my domestic worker. So time to time, I try to cook, you know? Actually, to cook a delicious meal that pleases all the family members, tastes good, is balanced, healthy, economical, takes a lot of skill and experience, yeah? So actually, when we look at how domestic work is being excluded, it reflects something that in this city there is still not equality between men and women. You know, if a man gets up early to have breakfast with their children or do a little bit of childcare, they're praised so much because it is still so exceptional. So I agree with what everyone else is saying here. Not just non-discrimination against migrants, but also the Hong Kong government should really respect what mothers do. You know, what domestic workers and mothers do for their children, and give much more support so that not only middle-class women with above certain income level can afford to have nice childcare, but how about the working women, you know, who have $9,000 or very low income? They actually need to work, but they cannot choose. They must choose between working and leaving their child at home or having very low salary. You can see in Hong Kong many women who are lower class women carrying 2 or 3 children around with them and going to the market. I mean, this kind of situation should not continue as well. And then, on the other hand, as an employer, I also want to say, I have noticed how employers suffer in the past 10 years. There are more domestic workers coming. There are more women who want domestic helpers. But the turnover of domestic helpers is more and more. You know, the employers have a lot of frustration. Sometimes domestic workers come. There is a cultural difference and also language barrier. And you know, the conflict and the prejudice will get worse and worse. Yeah. So I think also for employers, the government must change its policy, and one good beginning will be to end this discrimination and in all the government laws, treat domestic workers as workers.